They better.
Oh, and it looks like there's 2 instances of lives up there. Oh.
I can't see
I
nothing
wish
except you telling people Craig's on the live. Be prepared.
I've got it. I'm leaving it up there for a second until I figure out which one of these is going live because there's 2 instances on YouTube for some reason, and it doesn't show us live over there yet. So,
I just got a notification that we went live, or that you went live, not
okay.
me. You. You. This is this too close? Can you see all my wrinkles?
No, you look beautiful.
Oh, bless your heart. Oh, I forgot to put my sweater on. Hang on.
No, you look beautiful. Ah, there we
Oh,
go.
bless your heart. Yeah.
Okay. So let's take this down. Oh,
There we go.
and let's put the comments into the chat so that we can see them.
Hey,
Hello, Christiane.
Christiana.
Oh, by the way, Christiana, I just got your text this morning. I just want to verify that you did text me.
I was gonna shave, but I just couldn't be bothered.
Oh, you look good.
Thank you.
You
You
look
look
like
beautiful.
you look like you just got off your Harley.
Girl, bye. Could you see me on a Harley? I don't ride nothing with less than four wheels. That's an accident waiting to happen.
I have my planner, but I didn't fill it out because I was in Orlando on vacation. Um, yeah, I got there just in time to call Jackie and say, "Do you want to come over to where the Airbnb, or we go over to the Saratoga?" But it was better. It was better for her to come to us, so that worked out well. And if anybody wants an information on an Airbnb in Kissimmee near the parks, I will drop that information at the end of the live when this goes up. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Dee Dee. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
Okay, I'm not seeing everything. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Veronica. Somebody stole my pen out of my day planner. I'm very upset.
Oh, was that somebody you?
Probably, but that's not the point. You know we're gonna blame somebody else, right?
Hola, hola. Ah. It did have Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi was not good. However, we are letting the people know so that they can do something about it. However, this little Airbnb had converted their garage into an air-conditioned theater room that also had a ping pong area in the back. And the theater room was huge. Several leather couches in there, a PS5 hooked up with games on it that you could play, or you could watch, various apps through it and watch TV through the PS5. And they also had some. I mean, it's really nice. Of course, they had it like tie strapped to the wall,
I was
but
fixing to say, was it bolted down? I would have that mess bolted down. But it sounds really nice.
oh yeah. Uh, we'll let Jack tell us. It was a 1960s, 70s house in Florida and had been, updated. And so it was pretty good. It had 2 king size beds in it. There are 2 bedrooms. But heck, if you took other people, they could, kids and stuff, they could sleep out in the game room on the couches. I mean,
Yeah.
it was really nice and it was cool out there. So I will put that information in this live at the end.
Well, let me tell you what I've done all week.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Really?
No,
Do you have to
I,
work at that?
sometimes it can be a chore.
Yeah.
I sit there and be like, you need to get up. You need to do something. You need to get up. No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Is this not the cutest card you've ever seen? Whoops.
Ah, yes.
This is from
Where's that from?
my beautiful Madison of Madison's Makeup World and Missy. They sent
Ah.
so my video never went live because it was too long, and YouTube Studio and iMovie were not cooperating. So either way, I wanted to show the card she sent me and she sent me the most beautiful painting. Oh my God, I need to get Travis to bring it to me.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, excellent. I want to see it too. Um, Jack says she's not home yet. She's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
not Baton Rouge. That's where I was born.
Oh, there we go. There you go, people. A little bit of trivia on the Craig, where he was born, Baton Rouge.
That's
I
where all
was
my flavor comes from.
I was born in Lafayette, Indiana.
Not Indiana. I never would have thought you was a northern girl.
My parents are.
Hey Tony, Baton Rouge it's not a, is there, yeah, there's nothing there.
No. I once stayed in a motel in Baton Rouge.
You got to be careful with the hotels and motels in Baton Rouge. You might take home more than you came with.
You might. And we did have some friendly visitors in our hotel room that night.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And it was back in the day when I was in the military back in the 90s where you could get a hotel room for, 12, 13, 15 bucks a night for a motel, on the side of the little roads. And my husband, not this current husband, back in the day, my first
Okay.
husband, walked in carrying a 20 showing and says, "How much is the room for the night?" The guy looks down and goes, $20.
Yeah, because he had the 20 in his hand.
There's a 20 in his hand.
We don't make change here.
True blood seeds. They horribly know. I like that theme song to True Blood. I love that song. I think it's really cool. I should
I
download it
really do too.
sometime.
I miss that show. I wish they would bring it back. They were talking about doing a reboot. I think it's too soon for a reboot, but whatever.
Well, it was good. I have the trilogy Discovery of Witches, which I've never read. And I just discovered that I guess AMC had a mini series on it in 2022. And I didn't watch it on there. So it's on Netflix now. And I just started watching it. And the first
It's
book starts so slow. I never got past the first couple of chapters. And now watching the miniseries, even the first episode starts real slow, but it then when you get further into it with the time walking and all that, it's like, okay, now I'm reading the book. Now
yeah,
I'm definitely reading the trilogy.
it's a really good book series, but the show's really good too. If you can make it 6 episodes in, it's real slow for the first 6 or so episodes, and then it takes off.
And I just this is stuff I did because at the Airbnb, we're from here, so we didn't go out to the parks or anything. So we watched TV and stuff. So I watched the new version of Interview with the Vampire, which I had not seen, and it's really good. I liked it. So
It's on my to watch list. I really want to watch it because if you remember, have you ever read the book?
yeah, I read the book. I read the Vampire Lestat when it was in the bestsellers when I was a teenager. I used to stop at Albertsons at night to pick up a book and maybe some lip gloss or some Vanilla Fields. And I had picked up the first one I bought was Interview with the Vampire Lestat when I was a teenager. And then I read Interview with a Vampire, but I read them back in the 80s when they came out.
Because the original movie that they did with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, they didn't follow the book to the
No.
letter because they have a relationship. It's
Yes.
which Tom Cruise refused to do,
Right.
and that's why it was not included. Either way, the news they say the new show follows the book a lot closer than
It
that
does.
movie did. So
It
I want to watch it.
actually, there's a lot of scenes that, and a lot of more language that fit better with the book. Um, I thought, well, see, my favorite was the Vampire Lestat, and I wish they would have done that well. I haven't seen a movie done well for the Vampire Lestat, and I would really liked it because that was my favorite because it was the first one I read. I had to go back and find Interview with a Vampire after you go to the back of the book. I'm like, oh, there's more books.
Mhm.
So
Have you ever read Mayfair Witches?
no, that's another one that needs to go on my list.
The
I
show is
don't love
really
all that
good.
fantasy stuff. I
The
haven't seen the
show's
show
really
either.
good, and it follows the book series a lot closer than most. Because usually when they do Anne Rice books in the movies or TV shows, they leave a lot of stuff out because she's very detailed in her writing. Like,
She is, yes.
and they usually leave too much out, and it doesn't. If you've read the book series, it never translates well because you're pissed because they didn't do it well.
Right. Well, I think the same thing happened with Harry Potter. Um, it actually, it needed to be a miniseries because so much was cut out that a lot of things didn't make any sense. But because that world is so in depth, if you read the books, but you may have not read them, but it is so in depth.
I
I
love
just
the
want
Harry Potters.
it's amazing, and they get more and more and more in depth, and there's just so much that they couldn't put in the movies. So definitely a miniseries would do that justice.
Hey
Anyway,
Nancy. Okay, y'all. I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt because but I can't do this sweater. The sun is baking me like an Oreo cookie out here. I can't.
he's doing biker chic today.
Yeah, I look like I just jumped off my hog. Is that what you call a hog?
uh, okay, so um, I wasn't going to show. I didn't even put my face down camera. I didn't do anything in my journal. Excuse me, my agenda. My journal's a whole different thing. In my agenda, except add a few things that I'm going to start incorporating. Which last week I showed you the things that I made. My After I'm done with this live, I have to go grocery shopping, and my list is all made out on one of the older ones. Woo-hoo! And I'm still cooking my way through this. And
I'm,
we're starting to visibly show that we're losing weight too.
well, we're not over here, baby. So send me the copy of that book. Send me the name of it so I can go get it.
Oh, I will link it below for everybody, but it's a cheap book. I think it's like $9 or $10. I don't know. This is the low carb cookbook. And this is true right here. I can attest to that.
Well, that's what I need. Super easy.
Hmm.
Hey, Apple Blonde. Hey, Horlina. Um, yeah, I only eat meat, and it's not work. I'm still gaining weight. I don't know. My doctor says it's part of the Ozempic train. When you get off of it, it's just the way your metabolism just dies. But
Wow.
I've gained 27 pounds thus far, and I can't
Since
move. So since a month and a half, 6 weeks in, I've gained 27 pounds.
okay, that's not good. Yeah.
No, and I only eat once a day, and it's like a piece of meat with no seasoning, no nothing. So I don't understand
Huh.
what's happening.
I don't either. Are you retaining a lot of water? Do you have
I don't know. I
edema?
don't. I don't drink water, so I don't know.
An easy way to know is to look at your feet and ankles.
Yeah, my feet do swell quite a bit.
Uh-huh. That's
I just
water
I,
retention.
I just assume it's because I don't ever move and I'm just sitting in an L shape all day long and they're not getting any blood flow. But it's okay.
Yeah, usually with your feet up, you should be able they should drain. If you're still collecting water, that means you're retaining water. So probably means you need to drink more water.
Yeah, that's what the doctor said too. I told him, I said, I drink water all day. It's just colored. He said,
It's
no,
just
sir,
not
that's
water.
that's a diuretic. Coffee is a diuretic. I was like, no, I
It
disagree.
is.
I
It
know it is, but I
is.
disagree because anything that, like, if it was a diuretic for you, it's not going to be a diuretic for me.
Oh, because of course you go. You're like my best friend. Everything that is medically the same for everybody else is not for you.
Well,
I'm drinking
in
water.
all in all seriousness, I do have a lot. Like, I have I have an adverse action to everything that most people have. I don't know why.
Well,
Hey,
hi
Jeanette,
Jeanette.
but I am going to try and drink more water. I'm not doing a Stanley a day like y'all or whatever like y'all do, but I've got a big tumbler. I'm gonna give it a go.
Well, you could always do it like we did it in the military, which is the easiest and most painless way. Just have a 12-ounce glass sitting by your sink and just walk over there every once in a while and just chug a glass of tap water right out, right? And just like get it over with. Just chug it and then go and sip the stuff you like to drink.
I just love coffee. I could drink coffee all day. Oh, I couldn't. I do drink coffee all day, every day.
I do too. I love coffee. I don't drink it all day every day, but I'm probably going to have another one after the live.
For Helena, I don't like the Stanley cups because I think that is an astronomical amount of money to pay for a cup. That's just where I stand on that. They're cute. It's just I can't get behind it
Hmm. How does the Stanley make a difference, Christiana?
because to me, I remember when there's some things that are worth the price, and there's a lot of things that just aren't. And this is how my mind works, right? Because I remember when Stanley mugs were like $19, and now they're
Yeah,
like 50 and up. I'm like, for a mug? No.
and I have I have Stanley thermoses in my camping gear. It's always been around.
I keep seeing everybody unbox their Stanleys, and I'm like, oh, so we're moving from luxury bags to Stanley cups. So I guess I'm gonna have to get into that game now.
No, I never did. I still have the ones that were recommended that were $10 4 or 5 years ago by another YouTuber, and I still drink out of them. I don't have one. Oh, I do have one in here.
What is that? Swell?
I'm sorry, I could not hear you. What?
What brand is that? Swell?
um, it just has this on it.
Huh. Yeah, I got into the swell. I don't know if y'all watch Christopher Allen on YouTube, but he got into the swell thing a couple of years ago. I like that. So
Okay.
I did get into the swell, paying $20 for the for something similar to what you've got. But 50 just seems a little crazy to me. And
A little. It's a little crazy. A bit crazy, yeah.
well, I mean, if you think about it, they're all stainless steel. I mean, they're all made technically the same. So I don't know. I digress. I don't want to make no. I don't want to get the Stanley girls mad at me. I'm sorry.
Well, it's this too shall pass.
Hmm.
Oh, simple modern. There we go. Maria filled us in on what that is.
Oh, I didn't say Maria. Hey, Maria.
Yeah, it sounded like we were all being called to a funeral, though. A nice deep church bell.
You know what it reminded me of? You know the movie 2012. Have you ever seen that movie?
Probably, but I won't remember until you start talking about it.
It's the end of the world thing. John Cusack's in it, and the end of the
Yeah,
world.
if John Cusack's in it, I've usually seen it.
There's a scene where the oceans, a tsunami's coming to destroy where the China, somewhere in China, and they're ringing that bell, and that's the first thing that went through my head when you did that. That was that scene in that movie.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like the monks.
Yeah, that's what they were monks. Yeah, Uh, I'm strange because whenever I see something or hear something, am I the only one? Like, if it'll take me back to a scene of a movie every single time,
Um, no, you're not strange. That happens to me a lot, and also a smell will take me quickly.
or to a memory, or yeah. I thought I was weird. I correlate everything to a movie scene.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ooh, we've gone down the mug, or not mug. What are those things called? Tumbler rabbit hole. I'm sorry, I should have never brought it up.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
hey, Kareem.
fine. Needs to be talked about. Needs to be spoken about.
Karina's here, and it's 2 a.m. her time because she messaged me earlier.
Kareen, I apologize. For some reason, there are two instances of the live, and I don't know what happened there. Um, it's weird, and
You
hopefully, it
can't
never happens again.
you can't
I
delete it while we're on here, can you?
I can I tried to delete it before we started because I noticed there were two, and now that we're on here, I am going to try to see if I can delete the other one. If it'll let me now in studio here. Okay, talks amongst yourselves.
Okay, I'll talk about the book club while you do that.
All right.
So I want to start a book club because a lot of people showed interest in that on my Instagram. If anybody's interested, I want everybody to like message me on Instagram in my DMs. Get my DMs, girl, and give me book ideas of what, and then I'm gonna take all those, and whatever gets the most votes will be our first book. And we'll do it every fourth Sunday. Does that sound about right to you, Jolie? Every fourth Sunday?
That would be awesome. So how much do you think we're going to read at a time?
I don't know. I'm a fast reader. Like I just zoom through
Yeah.
a book, but I
So
don't
every
want to.
4 weeks, we just talk about a different book.
It depends on how you all feel. I don't want to. It's not about me. It's about all y'all.
Oh,
Because I mean, I can dial back my reading. I'll just read what y'all read. Like what takes somebody else a week, I can read in under a day.
right. I have a, if I get into a book, like the last book that I really got into was, I had never read The Catcher in the Rye. And I started reading that and I was like, oh my God, this book is good. I just couldn't put it down. I forced myself to go to bed and read the rest of it the next day. So yeah, it would have been a 1 day read had I started it earlier that day instead of in the
I'm
afternoon.
I'm that weird person. Like when I'm reading a book, it's like a movie playing in my head as I'm reading the book, and I can't
Yes,
stop. Yeah,
exactly.
I know a lot. Most people say they can't do that. Like they can't see what they can't make it. They can't visualize it. And I'm the polar
Oh,
opposite.
so am I. And boy, was I disappointed when they made Tom Cruise Lestat
Uh huh. You know what
because
was
it
worse than Tom?
made no sense.
You know what was worse than Tom Cruise's Lestat?
What?
Stuart Townsend as Lestat in Queen of the Damned. Oh
Oh
my
my
god, it was
God.
so.
Those movies, it started out so bad. I never watched. I never finished it.
I
I
bought it,
just,
but I bought it and I watched it a few times because of her, because of Aaliyah, because she did a killer job. But him, I was highly disappointed.
yeah. Well, yeah, he just didn't make any sense. First of all, Lestat is tall. Let's start
Uh-huh.
there.
And both of those guys are not. They're
Right.
not.
So Jack wants Animal Farm. I've never read Animal Farm.
I don't think I have either. Yes, Aaliyah, Christiana. I was a huge Aaliyah fan. I still am to this day.
Hi, Jennifer.
Okay, Animal Farm. Is that okay with everybody to read that? I'll have to go buy it, but I've
I'll
never
have to
read. I
go
don't
buy
think
it
I've ever
too.
read it.
Animal Farm. And so that means let's look at a calendar. A calendar. I have a calendar. All right. So if we start Animal Farm, what is it? What is today? The 8th? So Animal Farm.
Oh, I've got one right in front of me, and I'm just letting you do all the work. I'm
So Animal Farm. So then 1, 2, 3, 4 would be in October on the 6th.
yeah.
That would be Discuss Animal Farm.
And do we want to read
Does
a whole book a month, or does everybody think that's okay, or do we need to dial it back to like?
oh
Because, like
and
I said, I'm letting it go with some of those
Christiana
things.
Christiana put 1984, so I'm going to put that over on the October month list just
Okay.
to discuss. Maybe we do that. All right, let's see. What's the chat's doing? I need your takes on it. Okay, so she wants Animal Farm. Yes, a whole book a month, says Christiana. She has a baby, so I think her vote really is valid. Okay,
I think so
October
too.
6th, once a month works for me. Okay. I seem to have been in progressive school. We read 19 and when the Handmaid's Tale in high school. I don't think we read all of those, but I know we read the Scarlet Letter and some other stuff in high school. A book that I don't want to add to the book club is Madame Bovary. I hate that book. Okay, Winnie just got back from the movies. She
Hey,
didn't know if she
Winnie.
would be here in time. I guess you went to see Beetlejuice.
Okay, so
Excellent.
no spoilers because Craig didn't get to go this weekend, so no spoilers. Because I am pissed that I didn't get to go.
Okay, so this week's book assignment is Animal Farm. And
Gotcha.
you can, hey, and that's probably one of those books, if you are a member of Audible, that you can probably listen to for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because it's in schools.
So how do you guys think? Like at the end, so a week before we did have our discussion on animal form. Like, what if we come up with 3 books and we put that out on social media? People will vote on it, and then we'll decide what book that on that discussion. Does that make sense?
Excellent idea. And you're in charge of that.
Oh God, let me write it down then.
Write it down in October that you have to put up 3 books. And we already have one of them is going to be 1984. And that was Christiana. Well, everybody seems to like Beetlejuice. That's good to know.
I'm not even looking because if I say one spoiler, I'm gonna lose my mess.
Nobody's giving spoilers.
Y'all don't understand how important this movie is to me, and I am devastated I was not there on opening day.
Ah, well, you'll get there.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Uh huh. I've already bought the ticket, so there's no backing out next time.
Where are you going?
I'm
When are
going
you going?
Thursday.
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 I have not found my local movie theater yet. So I haven't seen any movies outside of the house. And which one did I really want to see? Oh, I want to see Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't seen it yet.
Let me tell you
But
another one you need to see. Twisters. That is bomb diggity damn.
is it?
Hmm.
Good to know because I didn't
But
even
you can
consider
rent it
that
on
one.
your TV for 19.99 instead of going to the movie theater.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I can do that with Wolverine and Deadpool yet.
No, not yet. I look every day because I'm a huge fan of that one too.
Um, Now Nancy brings up something. I have to do audiobooks a lot now. I don't have time to sit with a book. I keep having to reread the same parts to remember where I left off. I have the opposite problem. When I download an audiobook, I start tuning it out and start thinking about other things.
I can read the book a lot. I can take the knowledge in from the book, reading it way more than I do if I'm listening to it.
Right. Exactly. I'll forget parts, but I'll start tuning it out and not even know. And another thing, if I try to listen to it on normal speed, if I'm just trying to listen to a book on normal speed, I will just fall asleep. I have to put it up like at least to 1.5 times so that it's going faster, like more reading speed. When
Let
they
me tell you
just
something else you can do if you're like me and have no life and you just lay around the house all day. Um, I have Alexa. Let's make sure she doesn't come on anywhere. And she will read you chapters of your book. You can set her to like wake you up reading you the book.
okay, that's good to know.
So
Yeah.
when you do the start of the day routine, she does a start of the day. She'll tell you all the pertinent information of the day, like forecasts and all that stuff, and then she'll say, "And next to the chapter 29 of," and she'll just go to reading.
I don't have an Alexa plugged in here. I used to have I when I moved into this house and I unpacked my Kindle Fire, it didn't work anymore. It was crushed. So, and that's what I use. I used to have it up on a stand and I used it all the time in my office, but I have the little I think I'll get a new one. With a
She's
better
in
speaker.
every she's in every room, on both porches, every bathroom. She's everywhere I go, and sometimes that's not cool, but whatever. I mean, because like just say you fall asleep on the toilet, and somebody comes to your door, and she just starts screaming, "Someone's at your door."
Oh no. That's kind of hilarious.
I take a lot of medications. You have to remember that. So it can be a bit abrupt.
That's okay. I walked out of my house this morning because I live out in the boonies, and I walked out of my house half dressed, and there's a Jehovah Witness standing on my porch this
Praise
morning.
God. What'd she say?
I was like, "Come on, guys."
Do you not have the no trespassing signs on your driveway entrance?
No. And we've taken down our fence and the bamboo's not and do have some places where we didn't put the bamboo because we need to get in and out and just come on up. I need
I
to put a
have
big
these
old sign. Trespassers will
I
be
have
shot.
huge signs on my gate where nobody can get in, and then I have below that I have no trucks allowed. My gate looks like you're entering a business. Like I have so many signs.
The plan is to put gates up. Christiana has a suggestion also.
Wait, was it movie club? Yes, please. I'm a movie junkie, y'all. Y'all just let
Okay.
me know what day of the month y'all want to roll out, what movie you want to do, and I'm on board.
That would be good. Let's see.
I have no life, so I'll take all the give me a everything of the month.
Mini series of the month. Okay. I got these new inserts from Paper Starfish for tracking. I haven't figured out how to use them yet, but I will come up with something. See, it has like a whole month, like you can do something there, and then down here it has, I guess, a bunch of habit trackers for a month. And I guess up here you could make a key or whatever. I don't know.
I need those. Where'd you
I
get them
think
from?
okay. These are from the Paper Starfish. She's on Etsy, and you can either get them cut or not cut, and in all the different sizes. I mean, not cut, punched or unpunched in all the different sizes. It's just I was looking for some habit trackers, and I thought this one was a really good one. And then I also remember I was saying that I needed something for all the household stuff, like change the air filter and all that. So I needed one that was a habit tracker that you mark off from January to December. and I found some of those. They're in my mailbox right now. I ordered those from Peanuts Planner Co. So
It's
hopefully then
but you know,
I
if you get a new Alexa, she will remind you to do all those things too, right?
okay.
I'm just saying, she's a personal assistant. She will say, "Hey, lazy, it's time to get your butt up and go."
I won't have Alexa in my bedroom. Um, hubby won't have that.
I have the big screen one in
Hmm.
the kitchen, and
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
if I don't answer my phone from my family, they just drop into my kitchen.
How?
Well, because they're all on my, we're all in a family thing on Alexa, and they can just pop into my
Oh.
kitchen, and I look up, and there they are, just talking to me, and I'm like, I got to stop this feature. I don't, because what if I'm, you know what I mean?
What? Hey, what if you're cooking bacon naked? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, used to you that it would give you, you would have to give them permission. Like Alexa would just say, "Hey, somebody wants to drop in." But since I made them part of my family on that app, now they can just drop in without any kind of notification.
I don't think I'd like that very much.
No, what if I go to the kitchen buck naked for a glass of orange juice? Good God.
Oh.
Y'all saw the notification at the beginning of the video, right?
Welcome to the Craig and Wiener Show. I can't
I'm,
imagine your
I
lady turn
almost
around.
feel like
Hey.
I almost feel like that I need to get I need to start a membership just so I can truly let loose and be me. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I
I'm vile. I have the worst mouth you've ever seen in your life. But probably not you. You were in the
hey,
military, but
uh, yeah, mine's in check just because I had to work with people in the nursing. But once the patient's asleep in the OR, oh Lord. Yeah, anyway, um, it ain't me. It ain't just me.
you
But
know, I woke up during my last two surgeries in the OR.
they're giving you lighter anesthesia for some reason,
Well, because I probably because I had so many surgeries.
right?
You know, after I think tell me if I'm wrong, but after you go under so many times, don't they start giving you less because you've been under so many times?
Well, yeah, you start running up your risk for various adverse reactions, so they probably keep you a little lighter.
It's lovely to wake up with somebody's got their hands in your back.
Ew.
I have flashbacks of it sometimes when I'm asleep or whatever. Like I'll have a memory of waking up while you know what I'm saying?
No, a lot of people say that. I've been lucky enough never to have had that happen to me. Um, however, my first memory of an operating room, I was getting my tonsils out at 4 years old at home hospital in Lafayette, Indiana, and an MVA, a motor vehicle accident had come in. And what they had done is there was an office. It was an old fashioned OR. This was the early 70s. And there was an office actually inside that had glass windows. And they had brought in a girl so fast. What they had done is they had put me in a crib, shoved me in that office so that they could monitor me being while I woke up and go ahead and start this emergency. And I remember watching surgery for the first time when I was 4 years old. So maybe that's why I ended up there. I don't know, but it was pretty interesting.
Cristiano wants to know if they do give you less anesthetic as you. I'm assuming because I mean I never had an issue with it, but I remember the last two surgeries waking up during my surgery vividly, which they shouldn't have should have never happened because the anesthesiologist should have been watching me closer to see that I was coming out.
Right. And usually they have nerve monitors on you and they can usually tell when but sometimes, the paper gets in the way.
Uh huh. I
Did
was
I
gonna
say
say the
that out
same
loud?
thing.
I've taken so many pictures of anesthesiologists with the newspaper up. It's just like,
Or doing the crossword. I remember seeing a
Sudoku.
crossword
When
puzzle.
Sudoku was big, it was a problem. Anyway,
Because when you wake up, you're not looking at the doctors behind you when you're having back surgery. You're looking at the anesthesiologist. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
remember seeing the crossword puzzle very vividly.
One of the jobs that I did, every morning run, we get the New York Times, run and make a bunch of copies of the New York Times crossword puzzle because we would all try to get it done by the end of the day. Especially if it was. There are slow times, but yeah, yeah. So you'd be filling out paperwork, and then as soon as you get the paperwork done, I was like, oh, okay, I got 4 across. All right.
I
And you
was
just
gonna say six,
carry it in your
six
pocket all day
across.
long. I don't know. It's just there's not much you can do because you can't carry a bag unless you're anesthesia. Um, you only have your pockets, and it was just, and then there's always that waiting time. Like you're either waiting on a patient, you're waiting on a doctor, you're waiting on something at some point, and that's when you pull out your crossword puzzle and
I always find it
try to get
so
some done.
humorous. It's not a humorous situation, but people get so offended because doctors and nurses listen to music or are doing crossword. At the end of the day, they're not, y'all healthcare workers are not Mother Teresa. It's a job, and over
Yeah, it's a
time,
job.
you're going to become numb to what you're doing, and yeah, you need. It's just it's like any other job.
After 30 years of doing it, we know when it's safe to do something like that and when it's not. There's the high pay attention times, and those times come, you know, fairly frequently. But there's also the times where everything is calm and beautiful and wonderful, and you're bored out of your mind. And you've also been on your feet for 11 hours, and you need just a few seconds of distraction. So you're like, fill out a crossword puzzle real quick. Not the whole thing, of course, but a couple here, a couple there. And that's usually when you've been in the operating room for so long, like what part of a case takes a bunch of time. And it's like, especially like at the beginning, it's all rush, 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 get everything in, everything is set up, and you got everything that you need. And if you got a good circulator and a good surgical technologist, there's no reason for for the first 30-40 minutes of the case when you're just doing the dissection, entry, and all that. And it's not a trauma. Traumas are different. I've worked in the trauma center.
Well, yeah,
We only did Sudoku there. No, I didn't participate in that because I was a scrub when I did trauma, and so I was scrubbed in. That's not to say that they didn't sometimes. They like put things in, like put remote controls for the radio and stuff in sterile containers so that you could change the radio for the doctor, because sometimes you do need a little bit of a distraction. I mean, from the routine of what you're doing, because it's and it also puts you in a rhythm. So it's, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
I was going to
Every
say
case is different, but every case is the same.
most doctors do use music during
Yes.
uh, routine surgeries if they do like all the
Yes.
time. Yeah, trauma's a whole different ball of wax.
In trauma, we listen to rock and roll pretty loud.
Really? I see. In
Yes.
trauma, I would just assume there's not enough time to prepare for that. You know what I mean?
Oh, the doctors will start yell. They would start yelling for it. Get the music on. Get the music on. Yeah, because I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just if you've studied and worked with, and with music your whole life, why would it change?
Right.
Um, uh, but not that. There are people who do this who can do that. They're not
Right.
distracted by it at all. They
Well,
want the beat in the background.
there's some people that would be distracted by not having it because they're
Yes.
so, yeah.
Yeah. I had a general surgeon one time. If the music was not started, he would get so angry. He's like, I just can't stand this. Turn the music on. This is not normal. This is insane. This is an insane asylum without music. Yeah. So, and there's, the truth be known, I scrubbed for 17 years before I became a nurse. Nursing involves a little bit more talking, but not much. Um, but as a surgical tech, once you know cases, there's no talking.
Yeah.
I mean, he puts his hand out, you know exactly what he needs. Period. For thousands of different surgeries, you just know. You just know. It becomes automatic.
I just
You know.
always thought it was so funny that because people think of a healthcare worker and they think of godly, yada yada yada. It's a job at the end of the day, and after you've done it for 20, 30 years, 10 years even, it's a job. It's you do it every day. It's nothing. You understand what I'm trying to say? People like
Yes.
want to, yeah, you're trying to hold them to a higher expectation or something.
Yeah, okay.
But you know what I mean? Like when you
They're
talk
still
about healthcare
humans.
workers, they expect them to be here when it's a job. They're just doing a job.
Oh, nurses are notorious for marrying deadbeats because they want to take care of people. It's just, it's a thing. So there's always that turmoil going on. And then, you know, and a lot of hospitals, the bigger hospitals, especially the trauma center, the big ones have level one, level. They're just Peyton places. You know what I mean?
General Hospital.
That general hospital.
I
I
was a
tried to stay out of
phlebotomist
the drama.
when I was in school. I was a phlebotomist for 3 years
Uh-huh. Where'd you
at my
do
mom's
that?
hospital.
Uh-huh.
Huh? At my mom's hospital that she was working at, and I liked it because I don't know what it's like now, but back then you just had to go through this a class and 6 months or something like that, and you got your little certificate and yada yada yada. But I ran them, girl. I was constantly running up and down, up and down, up and down those hospital floors because they didn't want you taking the elevator. Because what if you got stuck and you had those samples
Right.
and you would have to, yeah,
Your samples
was
might
not
get
fat.
ruined.
Yeah, I wasn't fat back then.
Um, I think Christiani was trying to be funny, saying, "Do you speak from experience?" Yeah, back when I was younger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I've worked in the operating room for over 30 years, so I've seen a lot in a lot of the different hospitals. And
I'm sure you
yeah,
have. I'd love to hear
yeah.
about it sometime. Hey, bro. Christiana, my mom was, she's retired now, but she was a cardiology.
Was she a cardiologist?
Yes, but she had a specialized field of some sort where she did a lot of the electric, putting the pacemakers and stuff. She did a lot of that.
Pacemakers.
Yeah.
Okay, those would be put in by a general surgeon or a cardiac
Yeah, she was
cardiologist.
a cardiologist, but she specialized in something to do. Yeah, we never talked enough for me to know what all the ins and outs of her situation.
Pacemakers and defibrillators.
Yeah, something.
Oh, fun.
What is Brian says he always has the hardest time finding.
This channel. Um, yeah, in this instance, for some reason there were two instances of the same thing. And I just don't know. And the reason you have trouble finding my channel is because I don't have any subscribers.
You're
It's
so
just the
silly.
truth. It's just the truth. Ah.
But here, I think it's easier to find you because like I have an easier time getting to your channel. I don't. It doesn't matter if I type in Jolie's simple opinion or if I type in Jolie SO. It goes to you directly every single time.
I dropped the simple opinion and just used the handle Jolie So. That
Yeah,
way, I mean, it was just too long. And who cares? What does it matter? I don't have any subscribers anyway. So if I change the name, it doesn't matter.
Okay, on that note, I'm gonna let you talk to your non-subscribers while I go grab that painting that Madison did for me. Okay.
Oh, good. I'd like to see that painting. Let's put some more up here. You do. Hey, you have 500 of us. Yay! Thank you for subscribing, anybody that does.
You've got more than I have, then, don't you? Uh huh.
thank you, thank you, Bricana.
Oh my God. Can you see it?
Aw. What are we looking at? We're looking at a house and a rainbow and a pond. What's in the pond?
Yeah. You got one duck with five baby ducks, and then
Oh,
over here
that's
you have two
cute.
ducks. This is supposed to represent me and Travis, and this is everybody else in the world. I'm assuming.
Okay. Hold it closer to the camera for a second.
I'm trying to, but I don't want to. If I get too close, you can't see the whole thing.
It's good. It's detailed. I like it. It's very cute.
Yeah, it's watercolors. I love it. She's such a sweetheart. I just adore her.
She is. She's awesome.
And my bag of the day, I grabbed that while I was in there too. I'm so bad at
Oh,
this camera
what's
angle
that?
crap. The Polo Ralph Lauren Belport tote.
I traded
It's
out my bag yesterday with Nancy, as per normal. If you don't watch Nancy on Saturdays, I traded out my bag, and I can't believe I finally have this bag.
I love that color.
And the quality is awesome. And this is one of the older bags that I wanted because I used to have this in orange, and I always wanted the green one. And
It's so
that it's
beautiful.
the opposite side of the leather on the inside instead of that lining that they put in now. And then it has a leather pocket in there with different slots in it. It's such
I
a
love
nice bag.
I like the vintage. No, not ready to wear. What is the word? All weather leather. I like the vintage because you can see all the veins in the leather. I love that.
That's what this is.
I know that's what I'm saying. I love the veining
Oh,
of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The newer, what I'm trying to say is the newer Dooney all weather leather doesn't have as much of the veining and stuff in it. It's more processed, is what I'm trying to say.
I really like it. Let's see what's here. New runway bag coming out. Ralph Lauren. Oh, I watched. Did anybody watch the Ralph Lauren Spring Summer 2025?
I
I
did.
did.
It's fantastic.
I loved it. It was like stepping back in time for me because I'm like, I used to wear stuff like that. Oh, I used to wear stuff like that. Oh, all this stuff is so wearable.
You know, people really want to beat on Ralph Lauren all the time, which I don't understand because everybody wears Ralph Lauren, everybody. But
Yes.
if you really go back and look, his fashion is classic. It never goes out of style. Is it preppy? Yes, it's very preppy, but it's very
Well,
classic. You can wear a shirt from 1984. It looks just like a shirt from 2024.
this is very Hunt Club. This is very preppy. This is a very
Yeah, I
preppy
love
bag.
it. I love it. I just need it to be 2 inches longer and an inch
Yes.
taller. That's what he said.
That's what she said.
Just need a few more inches, baby.
Just a few more inches. Brian. Oh, I remember Brian saying this in another chat a while back. Yeah, I really like Ralph Lauren. I once or twice a year go get a new shirt because they cost $100. But
Yeah,
I
all the
like
rough.
the.
You have to have an outlet there, right?
Well, I go to Dillard's to get it because I want the linen because
You
it's
can
hot
get that.
here.
You can get that at the Ralph Lauren outlet.
Well, you cannot. Maybe you can, but I had a outlet near me in Daytona, and they didn't have the linen. They had crap. They had the polo
Um,
stuff.
I go to our outlet quite a bit, and they okay. You can have an easier time getting it at the store, but you can get it
Yeah,
at the outlet too. You just have to know when to go.
Right. I wish that we were, big enough to have a real Ralph Lauren, but that's not going to happen. Where do I find that? I don't think in the state of Florida.
I
Maybe
think
Atlanta.
the closest one to you is probably Atlanta or Chicago,
Right. Yeah.
which is too damn far.
Yeah. Unless there's one at the Mall of Millennia, which I doubt.
But yeah,
But
like
I like
Brian
seeing.
said, if you download the app to your phone, they send you, and you become part of that first whatever the club. It doesn't cost anything. You can they'll
I
send you
have
the
a
sales
Ralph Lauren
first.
app. I wonder. I might
You don't
have it.
have
I'll look. If I don't have it, I'll definitely download it.
yeah
Um,
and then join it's the Ralphie Club or something like that, and they send you first notices of everything when the sales happen and early
excellent.
sales and all that.
Have you seen the documentary of the Lowheads?
What is that?
I don't
What's a low
know.
head?
What is that?
I, I don't know, but it sounds fascinating. I mean, a low head. I don't know what that is.
It's fascinating.
Fascinating. I'm so stupid.
Oh, back in the 80s and in the South, I'm so stupid just means funny. We know
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
that.
Travis is
She's
from
going to let us
Kentucky.
know.
He's from Kentucky originally. He doesn't, well, first of all, he doesn't have a sense of humor. But second of all,
Oh,
everything I say is literal. I'm
literal.
like, that's not what I meant. You're taking it, that's not what I meant. Yeah, but that's what you said, but that's not what I meant. You're in the South. You've been in the South for 20 years. That's not how we do things here. Nothing means what you say. Like, bless your heart is not bless your heart.
No. Does he need a Southern translator book?
No. He needs,
To not be so obstinate.
uh-huh. He is the exact polar opposite of me. Polar opposite.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
polo
Christiana's
heads.
guessing.
She meant
Hmm.
polo heads. Well, I guess I'm a
Hmm.
polo head because I love the brand. So,
I do too. It is my favorite brand. Another thing that I like is when he added Native American to one of the past shows, had actual Native Americans design it.
but
Okay.
he's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just they just kind of went public with it, and I think it's what's funny is everybody's making such a big deal about Louis Vuitton and Pharrell bringing the Western aesthetic. The Western aesthetic is not new. Ralph Lauren's
No.
been doing. He's been doing that for 30 years. What are you talking about?
And there'll always be a little bit of Western aesthetic in his clothes. Every
Yeah.
show. Every show.
Hey,
Okay, so
Rakita.
yeah. It's about the 1980s New York crews who would steal polo and create an urban movement of wearing polo. Okay, I want to see that because anything I haven't watched much on Ralph Lauren, and I would like to.
Let me write that down. Polo heads. Is that what she said? Why do I get so much more Southern when I'm on here with y'all? If we did a 2 hour
Because
show,
I
you would be able
only
to.
have by the end we'd be marble mouthed.
If we did 2 hours by the end of the show, they'd be like, "What in the hell is he saying?"
um, People always tell me up north that I now have a southern accent, but when I'm on with you, there ain't no southern accent coming, and there's no comparison.
No, you make
There
me
is
sound
no
stupid.
comparison.
You make me sound stupid.
I get told I sound stupid up north. Ah, what?
What's happening?
I loved you in your rush. You were looking hot. She must be talking to somebody else. Okay. Hey,
She
Maria.
ain't talking to me. Have you seen Rakita's post lately? She is like striking a pose. She's model. She is
Yes.
modeling.
She just looks gorgeous.
Yep, skinny bish. She knows I mean that with the most affection. Oh, yeah, people are shit. I'm sorry. People are just assholes. But we're not dwelling on that. We just moving on upward, onwards and upwards. But I appreciate
Yep,
everybody that commented on it.
he's referring to this. And I don't know. I just you need to get that list up, and that will help.
I'm going to do that
Block
after the
words.
live. I'm learning stuff still on YouTube because I'm not tech savvy, so I'm it's taking extremely long time for me to get the basics.
I am real slow, but I kind of muddle my way through.
Hey, Burkina.
But now, back when I stole Winnie's intro and then put my own music to it for her since she got blocked, how it came out was so muddy the way that it recorded. And I didn't know how to fix that. But when I went to do something like that again, AI has blocked me now. I can't steal anymore. I couldn't even like screenshot it or anything. I couldn't figure out how to do it. So
See, I'm that way with Instagram. I've been doing Instagram so long, I've gotten pretty good at it. But like Instagram AI is figuring out that we're like just stealing stuff from other people, and they're making it more difficult there too.
yeah, I tried to make Craig an intro a little while back, and even though he allowed me access to his videos, it still wouldn't let me in. It's like, you're not where, no, that you are not. This is not the computer that got. It's like, oh, come on.
When you were trying
So
to do it, it was like I was getting ding, 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 ding. Like, this is not you, is
somebody's
it?
breaking into your account.
And Travis is just laughing at me because I'm sitting over here, just do it, damn it.
I wouldn't even try to get in again because it screws up all of my stuff and I have to go back. And so it's not worth it to try to get into somebody else, because then it makes like trying to do lives or trying to create a video or trying to get on my own YouTube next to impossible. So doing it that way is not the best way
And how
to
about,
do something like that is to make somebody a monitor on your channel and then unmod them, like full mod and then unmod. I think that would work, but that
and then
trying to
I went to
just break
change,
it
I went to change
doesn't
the
work.
password after you finish, and it's like, but you're not where you were 5 minutes ago. What's going on?
No, you can't change the password.
I had to wait for like 2 or 3 days to change it because it's like, you were just in Florida. How are you back in Tennessee? Something's not right here.
Yep. I have something to say about this thing that Brian said. He says, Jolie, you sound Northeast, PA, or New Jersey to me. Jersey. Anyway, when I go to Pennsylvania, when I had to go to Philly after I got this cancer, and I had to go to Philly a lot because there was a hospital doing a study on the kind of cancer that I had up there. When I went to Philly, that was the first time my name got pronounced right 100% of the time. I understood everything everybody was saying. Everything made sense to me there. And it just, everybody spoke like I did. So yeah, that makes sense. But I'm not from there. But in Philadelphia, yeah. Yeah. I fit
You
right
were
in
just
there.
you were just getting closer to your original home base, so you were understanding everything better.
You think? Because I have
Yeah,
trouble in Indiana.
because when I first moved to New York, for like the first 6 months, I didn't understand what the hell anybody was saying. Right? I was like, what?
What? I don't
But then
even know what that means.
after being there for a couple of years, that when I come back down south, I was like, what the hell are they talking? Because I couldn't understand here then.
Right.
Hey
In the
Ed,
mid,
hey Riel.
hey, hi guys, in the Midwest, well, especially Indiana, Illinois, it's the sharp S's that really throw my ear off. S's. Parks, trailers, Silver Springs. Oh, stop doing that.
Oh, they do. They over enunciate the S, don't they? I've never
Yes, they
realized
do.
that.
They do. And it just grates
Silver.
down my spine. Summer. I don't know how to, we're very
I
summer. We just kind of let it flow, but that over enunciation of the S just drives me nuts.
see. I couldn't go back up north and live now because I can't. I can barely enunciate the S period because I have veneers on all my teeth, and it's like I can't do it. When you get veneers, you automatically become Drew Barrymore. You just can't announce. You can't enunciate anything right
Right.
anymore.
Simple Simon.
Let's go do it.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So if you guys want to participate in the book club, we are going to read. What are we reading? Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. And on October 6th live, we're going to discuss it.
So you have to read the entire book by October the 6th.
It's 4 weeks.
I think I'm going to make an Instagram account just for our book club and movie club.
Okay.
That way we can. That way it doesn't get lost in either one of our social medias. It'll just be that'll be the destination for everything that has to do with. Or maybe I'll just make one that revolves around our live together, and that
Okay.
we can put everything within that section. Does that make sense?
Yes. And if you get to a point where you want to host lives, also we can just bounce back and forth on lives.
Whatever tickles y'all's pickle. I'm playing. I'm just good for anything. I'm just happy to be here, y'all.
I'm just happy to be here too. And I'm also happy that to have Craig to bounce off of, because sitting here trying to speak to the silent chat. I mean, you can see the words, but you can't hear them. So
I do that on Wednesday nights. And I like it. Like I like being able to interact with everybody, but then like now that I have these trolls bouncing all over my lives, it's like
Yes, Brian.
Yes.
Absolutely. We're going to read Animal Farm and discuss it. The book report is due October 6th.
And I am going to create an Instagram just for our fans. We'll call it fans. No, I don't want to do that because that reminds me of another creator that calls them viewers. I am not a viewer. I am a friend. That's the way I feel about that.
It's just friends. We can all just be like Rakita. You're my friend. If you've come here, what does she say? You're my friend. Let's be friends.
Right.
All you have to do to be friends is.
There's another creator who goes, up next, the viewers. I'm out. You are not a TV star. I will not participate. Bye-bye.
No, these are just people that like to come and chat together and talk about all the same stuff.
We're all friends.
Just friends. And most of these people I wouldn't mind like going out to dinner with and talking about bags, or going over to their house and rummaging through their bag collection, having them do the same. It's it's a thing.
You know what I feel when I get, especially like this kind of life, I feel like that if I could go back to my 20s and do, like, I want to be drunk with everybody. Like this would be a killer group to get drunk with.
Yeah. Of course, they'd have to. If we go back to our 20s, luckily we wouldn't have the handheld computer where everybody would get drunk and go, "Oh, I'm just going to buy that bag." What are we talking?
Look what I have, and everybody like, "Oh shit, I need that."
Exactly. Be like, "Oh, we went to a party last night. Got really drunk and spent $10,000 on handbags."
I'm so old. I think we're about the same age, right?
What year were you born?
Hang on, I have to think about this because I lie about my age. So hang on. 1974 is when I was born, but I say 76, so I'm 50.
Just shut up, Greg. Nobody asked you.
Okay, so anyway, I'm so old that I remember back when you would just go to the gas station to get your gas pumped for you, and then you give them your card, and they would just. You remember the chick?
Yes, Craig, I do remember because I was born in 1967.
Oh,
I'm going to
you're
be
the same
57.
you're the same age as my first ex-husband. Rest his soul.
Anyway, on that note, we're drawing this to an end.
I just had to make a shit show out of it, didn't I?
No, we're actually probably over an hour now.
Yeah, we are. Just a tid.
Just a tip.
Okay. So next week we're going to decide on what movie we're going
Yes,
to do, and it'll probably be a crap show again, but it'll be fun.
that's all right. We don't like putting an agenda up because that's just too much work.
Oh, Nancy, I wasn't talking about you. Please don't think that. No, no, no. There's a specific person that they're they're making
Condescending.
their content much more professional looking, and that's fine. I just I say friends. But when you tell me when you start doing your content like it's a TV show and you're like a movie star,
It's well, everybody wants to make
I would
something
never
out of
say.
it.
And I'm not even saying it's a negative thing. I'm just saying it's not the way
It's just
I
not
would
me.
approach it.
Right.
Yeah,
There are certain people that I don't follow anymore just because it's just not my thing what they do, and that's okay. It's
and
okay.
with right, and but with the movie thing, Nancy, I want to do both because there's a lot of old movies that some of us older folks might recommend that younger folks would never watch. So I think we should do both all the way around. Just yeah,
We're going to talk about all kinds of entertainment, and but I like books and movies are cool too. Cool movies are easy to watch, right? Easy to
yeah.
do. So even if you can't get into the book stuff, you can always read the cliff notes and hang out. But a
Now
movie
look,
you can watch.
everybody think everybody's saying that they say viewer too, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. I've got to learn to keep my mouth shut. It's nobody that is in this live. I promise.
Ah.
Oh
There's a
God,
lot of people on the YouTube streets who pretend they are something that they're not. But the person you are referring to, I would have to agree with that one also. Ed thinks he knows who you're talking about. He probably
and he
does.
probably does. I mean, I'm
That's all right.
I am very unfiltered and unedited. If it goes through this little bitty thing up here, it's going to come out of this mouth down here.
There is a warning at the beginning of this show on purpose.
It is nobody that's in this live. The person I'm talking about would never come to our lives. Okay.
And let's see. Okay, here's Rakita wants the dirt. She wants the tea.
They travel in our circles, but they would not probably ever be one of our lives. And if they were, they wouldn't ever say anything.
Right. Okay.
It's not a negative thing. It's just not what I would do. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
just different, people.
Yeah.
It's just different.
It gives a negative connotation, like maybe you feel like you're better than because I want everybody to feel like we're here. You know what I mean? Like we're all equal. We're all friends.
We are, and many of these people have expertise in places that I don't, and everybody's opinion counts here. So I mean, if you have an opinion about something that I like and you don't like it, and you tell us the reasons, then why not? Not just say, "Ooh, I don't like that." Tell us why you don't like it, because that's
I'm just
interesting.
yeah, I'm just very cognizant of that situation. Like I never want to make somebody feel like I'm better
Less
than.
than.
So I always make sure I'm always very. That's one thing you'll never hear me do. If you do, slap me in the face because I'm very cognizant of that. I never want to do that.
Exactly. I have one thing that you learn very quickly. I don't know, in the military and in medical is nobody's better than anybody else.
We're all the same.
We're all the same.
Okay,
Ain't
I'm gonna
nobody
say
wearing a crown.
no,
All
but I
right.
would look fabulous in one, wouldn't I?
I need a tiara. A tiara.
Stop. Let's
Tiara.
let's order tiaras and we'll wear them
We
once a
need to wear
month.
tiaras. I need to go find one. It reminds me of that scene from the Big Bang Theory where Sheldon gives her the tiara. It's a tiara.
I'm gonna find us
Okay.
some.
All right. All right. I don't know where I'm gonna find. Probably Amazon. I don't think I have a party store around here, but anyway, we should probably say bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Thanks for coming to Florida and Tennessee.
See you next week.
See you next week on Hee Haw. Just
Oh
kidding.
shit.
Sorry about that. Bye.